Hey, it's Chris Cashman at the place that helped inspire my most epic journey. Before I roamed with the Plains people who hunt the purple buffalo, before I saved the Empress from the ivory tower, I read about it. It's the never-ending story, and they've got it in stock. We'll tell you all about it tonight on Evening.
People come here to have a good time.
The local arcade where they're serious about pinball and having fun.
Woo! A sandwich made with donuts. I'm St. Brian in Spanaway with your new favorite treat.
Plus, visit Seattle's cake vending machine and see why people are lining up for a slice.
Well, hello and welcome to Evening. This book made me think of you. This is just one of the many titles that you'll find here at Queen Anne Book Company, an independent bookstore conveniently located here on Queen Anne, and she is a teenager. That's right, officially celebrating her 13th birthday.
Well, this is Queen Anne Book Company, and I've been here since the store opened 13 years ago. That's what all of these fun streamers are for our 13th birthday. We are owned by local Queen Anne residents who had been customers of the bookstore that had been in Queen Anne before and couldn't live in a neighborhood without a bookstore. Tonight at 7:30.
That's right, King 5.
King 5.
You pay tribute to other bookshops of Seattle, but they are dwindling. What does it mean to be an independent bookstore in 2026?
We're actually thriving that more are opening, but it is a challenge. Every little book that we sell helps. To be an indie means to really know your neighborhood and to care deeply about the curation of your store so that people will always be able to come in and find something that they'll love.
And they can call you and ask if you have something they love.
Yes, we love to do recommendations.
You got to take that call?
I want to.
King 5 tonight at 7:30, your favorite booksellers.
Well, it's a beautiful neighborhood. We're right up the hill from the Space Needle, so we get a lot of tourists as well as our locals. We have a very strong local customer base. And people here seem to really care about their neighborhood. I like to say that they put their money where their hearts are. And so we have a lot of wonderful local businesses, and we're proud to be one.
Hi, sweetheart.
They've got something for just about everybody, including you foodies. Speaking of which, they say the best business ideas typically come from strategy, years of strategic planning, maybe even a little luck. But for a small donut shop in Spanaway, their biggest success in business came from listening to a customer. Saint has that story.
The owner of Colby's Donut House didn't inherit the business. Sakshri Ma spent the past 10 years building it up, one early morning at a time.
We have to come early, and sometimes we have to stay overnight and ready for the morning.
10 years of that, and he'll tell you without a moment's hesitation, his customers make it worthwhile.
When they have the donut and make them happy for the day.
Colby's has all the classic donuts and breakfast sandwiches to boot. That's Monita Mon working the griddle. But here is where the story gets interesting, because not every sandwich is made with croissants.
That is the idea from our customer.
Something nobody had thought to ask before. What if the donut was the bread?
When they try it and then they like it and just keep coming back for our sandwiches.
He's not the only one.
Took a big bite, so we're gonna have to wait a minute here.
Though they're still not officially on the menu, donut sandwiches have become a big draw at this tiny donut shop.
Yeah, the sugary bun, the glaze with the sausage. Oh, that's scrumptious. Absolutely scrumptious, man. Oh, this is good. Yeah.
It's all hot.
Is that what the kids are calling it? Hot today?
Yeah.
Once people started asking for them, Colby's started experimenting.
Some people, they like glazed donut, and some people, they like on the peanut butter jelly donut, and some people like on the apple fritter.
The only wrong answer is not trying one.
So what do these things taste like? There's a lot going on here. It's sweet and savory, all at the same time.
It tastes like a donut with
you know, a breakfast sandwich is just super delicious.
Donut sandwiches may be the best thing Colby's Donut House serves. And it wasn't even their idea. It came from friendship, from trust, from a customer who felt comfortable enough to say, hey, what if we tried something a little crazy?
It actually hits every taste bud in there, so I definitely could see myself pre-ordering this.
Colby's Donut Shop is open every day of the week, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. And not far away in the city of Tacoma, you'll find a unique arcade. If you love pinball, and I mean really love pinball, this is where you'll find your people.
All right, we are all set to go. Good luck, have fun, play some good pinball.
It may look like a game, but on Wednesday nights, tournament nights, things can get actually pretty serious.
They have world rankings, and so if you play in our Wednesday tournaments, you'll be ranked in the world for pinball.
Like people come from Rennes, people come from Bremerton, people come from Seattle too.
Altwin Hoxford has been competing for more than 10 years. He knows how to ride a machine just short of tilting.
And I love the dance you can do. Flipping the ball, you know, getting the right shot, getting where it's set up and where you got to go with it. To me, it's lovely to be able to really get into a game and play with the top players in the world. That passion is big.
Altwin takes care of his tools, his hands.
I wear gloves. There's a few players that do that.
It's not only men at play here at the Triple Knock, women also play in their own tournaments the second Sunday of every month. Yes, it may look intense, but the Triple Knock is really about having fun.
It's a really friendly atmosphere. Like everybody's super nice here. People come here to have a good time and hang with their friends, you know, get a couple drinks and play pinball. Woo!
The Triple Knock is open every night until 2 a.m. Guess that's open till tomorrow, technically.
Still to come on Evening, our bookstore buddies at Queen Anne Book Company share some of their recommendations for spring reads. And the couple who plays together stays together. Meet Seattle's alt-rock band, Beexley.
Wow!
Local stories make a difference.
That's good.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
And welcome back to Evening from Queen Anne Book Company, where they are celebrating their 13th birthday. They're also celebrating spring, and the book-loving employees have some spring reads, a list they've curated just for you.
A Queen Anne Farmers Market favorite is Bing Cherries, and this is a tall tale about the actual person who created Bing's cherries, Bing.
I just love this book, Eating Ashes, by a Mexican author, about a sister, unnamed, and her brother Diego. They're separated from her mother, but eventually migrate to Spain. It's a wonderful book, wonderfully written.
This book doesn't come out until April 7th, but I'm so excited about it. It's called The Ending Writes Itself. It is a fabulous mystery set on a secluded island where 6 authors who write different genres are brought together to secretly finish the manuscript of best-selling author who has died. Is this an opportunity worth killing for?
Evelyn in Transit is a wonderfully written book by a local author from Bainbridge Island about Evelyn, who is searching for the meaning of life. Her son is identified as the reincarnated Lama. Wonderfully written, and I really like the story about Buddhism also.
We actually have a full spring reading newsletter that is up on our website as well that has all of our selections here, and so you can find out more about them and get them from our store.
Thank you to the staff for sharing their personal recommendations here. Now from books to music, here's Jose with Seattle-based band Beexley.
One, two, three. Louder.
Are you looking for a high-energy alternative rock band? This duo will bring the raw and passionate sound that you're craving for.
I'm Amanda. I play bass and sing in the band Beexley.
I'm Steve Costello, and I play guitar in Beexley.
Most of the bands have at least 3 members. Why 2?
We have a drummer as well.
You fire the drummer?
Yeah.
The drummer is a mystery for right now. But trust me, they do have one.
Sitting quietly alone.
Tell me a little bit about the name of the band, why you guys came up with that name.
My dad's side of the family grew up in Beexley, England. We were visiting some family, and while we were over there for work, we saw it on a dumpster, and we thought, that's it.
Yeah.
Perfect name.
Leave it all behind.
What's the feedback you guys get in with the fans?
Everybody seems really happy. Anytime we get a crowd, if they don't know who we are, we usually can win most of them over, which is pretty cool.
This band debuted self-titled album received great reviews for their sound and powerful vocals.
There's a little mention of you guys in Forbes magazine, which that's not necessarily what you read if you want to find out about rock music.
We ended up playing Austin City Limits a couple years ago. It was a really cool experience. There was a person there from Forbes, and they saw us play, and they wrote an article about us.
Since then, Beexley has been working on new music, like their single, Bite My Tongue.
We do everything ourselves. Write, record, produce, everything ourselves.
A band dedicated to their craft. So check them out and support a local band.
Thank you, Jose. I hope you'll check out Beexley playing live, a live gig. They'll be over at the U District playing the Street Fair May 17th.
Up next, the small house on Queen Anne making beautiful music.
And welcome back to Evening from Queen Anne Book Company, where they've got just about everything, including some friends of the show on display here. And not far from here on Queen Anne, we found a master at work restoring priceless instruments that date back hundreds of years. Photojournalist Diane Lewis-Torrey has that story.
Violins, violas, and cellos. You know, I've got instruments that are built in 1590. I'm Rafael Carraba, and I have a business restoring fine instruments, also student grade. This is a neck graft. We do major restorations and minor repairs. Just about everything that's to do with stringed instruments.
This is the only spot that we're going to patch, so it's really the only spot I need to cast. This releases all the bubbles.
Our specialty is known for what we are able to do with cellos.
Because that's really heavy. And this is the cast I'm going to use to put a patch here.
You know, we love working on cellos. People from around the United States have heard of us. And then there's the restorations that take a year or two to complete, that are very detailed. Started when I was 11, 12 years old. My mother was working at a violin shop. She was a violinist, working for David Saunders. He was a really wonderful man, and he hired me for 25 cents an hour back then. After about a year or two working there, he said, "One day this will be yours." And you know, I thought, fine. That's in fact what at that point at 14, I knew that I was going to do this all my life. Come on back. Yeah.
Go back.
The fun of working here is dealing with the customers, making relationships. That's a lot of the joy that I have. There she is.
Very beautiful. I appreciate the good work.
This is where people try out instruments. I wouldn't go anywhere else to have work done on this cello. I would only come here because it's a $100,000 cello. It's all old world. We're back 400 years or something because they're doing this intricate work, and they screw up. They destroy an $8 million, $16 million cello. Kaboom.
Then the fun part is mixing colors up on the palette, just to give it that little rosy look. Windsor blue.
Are you a mad perfectionist?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. I think it's like neurotic. It's become that way. But I'm happily doing it. I'm glad. It's pretty, isn't it? I mean, it's always fun to polish something. That's a lot of fun, you know, knowing that you've recreated something that will be good for another at least another 100 years.
Raphael did train with the very best, and a little update to the story: actually closed the violin business, but is available for private hire and consultation on a limited basis.
When evening returns, we visit the long lines and sweet treats at this innovative vending machine in Ballard.
Normalize getting a cake for yourself on a Friday afternoon.
You've seen it on social media, and while driving down Denny Way, we take you over to the airplane fuselage in Seattle's Denny Triangle.
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Evening is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
And welcome back to Evening from Queen Anne Book Company. Love keeping it local here. And speaking of which, if you're in the Sunset Hill neighborhood of Seattle and you find yourself craving a giant slab of cake, and why wouldn't you? You're in the right place.
Every Friday and Sunday, a line forms along this sidewalk in Ballard.
I'm here for cake.
I'm here for cake.
I came here on Sunday at about 11:30 and they were all sold out. So I figured today I'm going to be first in line.
These people aren't waiting for a bakery to open its doors. They're waiting for this.
My name is Nicole Conley. I own Butter Half Cakes, and I operate the Micro Bakery, which is a self-serve cake smart fridge.
Built on a wagon frame and painted pink, Nicole's cake vending machine serves joy by the slice.
Thank you. Here's some of my slices. There's that chocolate Nutella one. This one is chocolate sponge with hazelnut praline buttercream and Nutella. Here's my olive oil and brown butter. This week I have a vegan option, vanilla sponge with lemon gelée and blueberry buttercream.
There are whole cakes too, all of it baked and decorated by Nicole. All of it worth waiting in line.
Last weekend we sold out in under 30 minutes, so the excitement is definitely real.
At 11 a.m. sharp, cake fans make their way to the cake coop with their phones out. They scan the QR code, choose their slice, pay the price, and the door unlocks automatically. Each purchase, a small celebration.
Hazelnut. So excited. Today's my birthday. I'm very excited to treat myself with some cake with my friend. All right.
Normalize getting a cake for yourself on a Friday afternoon.
The cake vending machine also has a sweet side effect.
One of my favorite things about this is just embracing the community aspect, getting all the neighbors out, folks are chatting, everyone's excited because they leave with a piece of cake.
Yay! Yeah.
Food is love in the house we grew up in, and it's just such a neat sense of community, and I love the idea. And to be clear, I love cake.
All right.
One of each of the three?
Yep.
All of the cake sells out before 11:30. But another community of cake lovers will line up here again, as long as Nicole keeps stocking her magic fridge.
That's a really nice cake. Thank you for this.
So much enjoyment, but you know, bakers, they can be finicky. Make sure you check their Instagram for updates on the scheduling. They're doing a monthly-ish drop right about now. All right, now as we leave you, something perhaps you saw on social media or maybe even in person as you drove down Denny Way. This airplane fuselage is creating quite a buzz. The 250-foot-long, 65-foot-tall refurbished Boeing 747 hangs 14 feet above the ground between two apartment buildings under construction in Seattle's Denny Triangle. It took 39 semi-trucks to bring the pieces of the former United Airlines jet up to Seattle from the aircraft boneyard in California. Once it's done, it will be an office workspace for anybody who lives inside those buildings. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.